I started at Tufts undergraduate in '43.
That's right. Okay.
Well, we were up on Huntington Avenue, in the same school that my dad went to, and it was because we were the class right at the end of the war. There were only about 46 of us or so that were Americans that were accepted as freshmen, and they had room for a class of 90. And so Norway, having been invaded by the Germans, and they took everything out of Norway, but they had a forward-looking government there that the war in Europe had ended in the spring, and they realized that they were going to have physicians and dentists. So the government in Norway asked the government in the United States, would they take any students from Norway into medical and dental schools. And the schools were more than happy to accept them. So Tufts accepted 22 Norwegians into the dental school.
Huh. And your class also had Esther Wilkins, right?
Oh, Esther was, but Esther was, no, in our school, in our class, I think we had 3 that became deans of dental school.
Early New Hansen was one of them.
When you were at Tufts, tell me a little bit about your classmates. What kind of backgrounds did they come from? Were they?
It was a different class. One of the students in our class joined us in our sophomore year because he had already gone 2 years to dental school at Harvard, and it was the Depression time, and he couldn't pay the tuition. He was Chinese from Hawaii, and so he got accepted. He was, I think, the oldest in our class. He was 51 or 52 when he graduated. And then there was a fellow by the name of Pop Dumaine, or we call him Paul Dumaine. He was from Manchester. He had 5 kids and so was not drafted. And when got a chance to come to dental school, he grabbed it. He was an insurance salesman. Another fellow was a fellow, a gun from Manchester, New Hampshire, Nashua. They were from. He played ball at St. Anselm's, and then went when they said in 1939 if you spent a year in the service you could get out, and so he was a foreman in a shoe manufacturing company up there. So he left that and joined the Army. And naturally, he didn't get out after a year. He went with MacArthur from Australia all the way up to the Philippines, and he got out. We had one fella that was a prisoner of war, 2 that were prisoners of war, airplane pilots that were shot down over Germany. Was there just 2? And then we had another fellow that had flown 55 missions over Germany, and so he got out early. His name was McK. He was a dentist in Boston here. And there were, I think, 6 women in our class, which was, of course, very extraordinary. Mm-hmm. Let's see, 3 of them. No, there was more than that. There were 8 women. I think 4 or 5 of them, there were Norwegians, and there were Esther, Heidi, and 3 Americans.
Okay.